Shahram Mokri is an Iranian filmmaker and he's brought his film Black Rabbit, White Rabbit to the BFI Film Festival. He's one of the most inventive voices in cinema today.
Very happy because it's the first time ever I come to London, and it's also the first time I present a film at the BFI London Film Festival.
Such a huge achievement. Well done and welcome to this amazing country. Could you please go into how you got inspired by the film and the story?
The plot is quite complex, and I do hope that audience members will enjoy it.
Amazing. Do you ever wonder if the audience could get confused, or do you enjoy that aspect of storytelling?
Of course, I wish for audience members to become confused as to the narrative and to enjoy that state of confusion and questioning. Of course, this is a hope. I don't know that it will happen. I don't know whether people will stay or leave their seats.
No, they definitely will stay in their seats. No, it has a really cool feel about it. How did you come up with the characters?
Having worked a lot in film and having sort of been behind the scenes and met and worked with so many interesting people, I think my characters really are based on people I've met and really worked for and somehow almost touched in real life. It's my fifth feature film, and I think it's the one that's closest to my art, i.e. filmmaking.
Amazing. Where did you study filmmaking? Or if did you?
My love for cinema began as a child, and then I studied filmmaking at the Student University in Tehran. This is a very well-known university for filmmaking. And these days I actually even teach filmmaking myself in university. And so I think cinema really has become not only my life, but also different stages of my life.
Incredible! And have you found studying in Tehran, has that influenced your filmmaking style? And do you feel audiences in Europe versus Iran, do they respond differently to your stories in your film?
Cinema in Iran, the first cameras that entered the country about 100 years ago, and then we've had about 70 years of very active and continuous film production. And I think, of course, that then our own country's cinematic tradition has an influence on the way we study cinema, but also on the way we make films, but also on the way that the audience watch films. We have very discerning and very attentive film audiences in Iran. But then that said, of course, I think audiences all across the world really resemble each other. They enjoy the same films, they say very similar things about films they watch, and I think maybe that is the greatest peculiarity of cinema that makes me love it so much. The fact that when we enter a cinema, we abandon our borders, we abandon our nationality, and it's as if film audiences were really a country, a nationality in itself.
That is beautiful. So beautiful. And your country's beautiful as well.
Thank you so much.
Lastly, what's it like being in London? It's your first time and being at the BFI Festival.
The image I had of London was based on the many films and many TV series also set in London that I watched. And so coming here, I thought it would be similar to what I'd seen on screen. But I realised it's very different and much more beautiful than what I saw on screen. No, I'm afraid I arrived a little late here today, and the reason is that I was having a walk, and each single street I got to, I tell myself, wait, let me get to the end of the street and have a look, and then same, and that went on and on.
No, I've lived here my whole life, and I still discover new bits, new streets. It never ends.
No.